clip of the day.
Now, if you remember the original report from KTVU, which is the local station here, that where they said at the end when the woman came on with the package, she was the representative of the government, but she says she's from Fox, and I guess she works there. There was the mention of Obama signing off on, we got to get this guy.
At the direction of the commander-in-chief. Yep.
Now, I want to play the next clip would be F-24. This is the France 24 report, and there's a couple of discrepancies in here that, like, wait a minute.
There wasn't a bounty on his head. And it does seem unusual to send the most elite unit in the US military to assassinate or to capture a guy who wasn't on the hit list. And it has led to speculation that perhaps the Delta Force team that did go to Deir ez-Zor in the early hours of yesterday were looking for someone else.
Several other jihadists were killed alongside Saif, while computers and documents belonging to the group were seized in the raid. Saif's wife was also captured and is now being questioned at an American military prison in Iraq.
I couldn't really hear the first bit.
Okay, let me tell you what the guy said. This was part of a long exposition where they went on and on about this. This guy, Syed, is not on the hit list.
Huh.
If you look at the American, they have these
rewards for justice
of guys we're going after. This guy's nowhere on it. So why would you send Delta Force, the most elite group of killers that we have working for us, after some guy's not even on the list?
For hand-to-hand combat.
So they believe that this wasn't the guy they were after. So in other words, because you're going to, the last clip has got one of the ex-Delta Force generals yakking about how great they are. What they're implying here is that they screwed up. They didn't get the guy they were after. This wasn't an elite group that nailed this guy they were going after. They found this guy.
Who do you think?
What are we going to do, boss? We can't. This other guy's not here.
Who do you think they were
Grab
after?
the accountant.
Who do you think they were after?
Free as slave.
Who do you
make the most of this?
I'm not even going to ask anymore.
Saif himself. But I think the wife is going to be a treasure trove.
No, the wife is a treasure trove. Thank goodness. No, I thought the computers and the laptops and the books, but no.
This is the ex-general, head of the Delta Force, talking about how great they are, even though apparently they botched this last mission.
John.
And now the big prize is this guy's wife.
This is my mistake. I have never been looking for a woman who could be a treasure trove of wife. I'd look for trophy wives. You need treasure trove. I never understood it.
Saif himself. But I think the wife is going to be a treasure trove of information. She's going to know a lot of the connections. She's going to know a lot of the...
But she has to walk 10 feet behind the guy. What are you talking about?
She can't even talk to the guy. Are you kidding me?
Personalities. She's going to know a lot about how things operate. And what is just beginning to unfold...
Oh, man. I'm going to give it to you. Hold on.
She's going to know a lot about how things operate. And what is just beginning to unfold is her involvement in the slave trade and the sex trafficking and that type of thing, which is making big money for ISIS. So I think she's going to provide a lot of...
Wait a minute. If it's making big money for ISIS, where can I buy me a treasure trove slave? Is that on the dark, deep, hidden web?
You're going to share all your information with your slave wife.
Hold on, I have to check Memex, see if I can find me a treasure trove wife from Daesh.
Making big money for ISIS, so I think she's going to provide a lot of valuable information. If exploited properly, could really strike another devastating blow to ISIS.
Now, what makes us think...
Finally, women are helping the war on terror.
That she will talk to us. And by the way...
Waterboard the bitch. Hello, just waterboard her. Come on, you know how to do that.
Now, what makes us think that she will talk to us? And by the way, who is she talking to? What are the rules?
Is this Janine?
You got it.
I love her.
Does Iraq have her? Do we have her? How does this work?
I am quite sure that Iraq is putting great pressure on the Central Command right now to turn her over, but I can assure you she's in the hands of U.S. interrogators right now, and she will talk. And I don't mean that from a torture perspective. Eventually, she will talk.
Don't you worry. We're from America, everybody. She will talk.
There's a need for a rescue mission. When the world is threatened, and the world needs help, it calls on America. And that's the story.
And, they are so sophisticated.
If you don't mean it from a torture perspective, General, then how are you convinced?
Because she is, it is very unlikely that she's had any kind of training or preparation for how to resist interrogation.
You know, when we force feed you through your rectum.
And what's going to happen is they're going to have her so confused. She'll be tired. She'll be confused as to where she is,
and they do this by just turning on the Kardashians. If she watches that and she goes, I'm so confused. What is this world I'm living in?
Controlling her. Ultimately, she'll break just from a psychological perspective. She'll break and talk.
Is the success of this mission, even though the person intended to be captured ended up being killed, does that somewhat signal what's going to be happening in the future?
Oh, I hope so. Listen, Judge, this Delta Force was created to do just this kind of thing. And again, I think from the people I've talked to, it's a textbook operation.
When they talk?
Yes.
But I think that this should send a strong signal that you can't hide. This administration may be finally starting to break the code on what it's going to take to hurt ISIS in a way that is going to make them rethink how they're operating.
All right, bend over. Here it comes.
Clip of the day.
We need to kill them. We need to kill them.
Wow. Good one, John. Good one. Good one.
Yeah, I caught that just.
Wow. I love it.
This guy's nuts.